All right, let's get into a story that really blurs the line between a normal night on the job and a full-blown urban legend. This one is called The Final Passenger. And right off the bat, the source material throws down a gauntlet. It's basically telling you, I know you think this is just a spooky story, but you're wrong. It's asking us to believe that what we're about to hear is terrifyingly real.
So every good ghost story, it needs a normal beginning, a quiet moment right before everything goes sideways. And for this one, it all starts with a simple call coming over a taxi radio.
So, let's meet our main character, Leon Carter. He's a 42-year-old cab driver, and he's working the late shift in Charleston back in 2018. Now, if you've ever been out that late, you know that quiet, that heavy silence when the whole city feels like it's just holding its breath. His world is routine, it's predictable, well, until this night. And then it happens. The call that kicks everything off. It's almost 2 in the morning. And dispatch radios in a pretty unusual fare. The pickup is on a quiet street, and the destination? Magnolia Cemetery. Yep, not exactly your usual late-night airport run, but hey, a fare's a fare.
So, let's get to the next part. This is where the normal, everyday world really starts to crack. This is where Leon actually meets his passenger.
He pulls up to Pine Hollow Road, and just like he figured, it's completely deserted. There's just this one flickering porch light cutting through all that darkness. And standing right under it is a woman. She's pale, she's wearing this long coat, and she just slides into the back seat without saying a single word. The silence in that cab is immediate, and it is heavy.
After Leon confirms where they're headed, she finally speaks. But it's just a whisper. And her request is so specific, so urgent. Please, before 2:30. I mean, what's the big deal about 2:30? What happens then?
As they're driving, things start to get really weird. First, the dispatch radio, his only connection to anyone else, it just cuts out. First static, then nothing, just silence.
And then the headlights flicker, just for a second, plunging them into absolute darkness before popping back on. So now he's totally isolated. It's just Leon, his silent passenger, and a car that seems to be giving up on him in the middle of nowhere.
And in the middle of all this mechanical trouble, Leon thinks he hears something. It's this soft, low humming coming from the back seat. But when he peeks in the rearview mirror, her lips aren't moving. He can hear it, but he can't see where it's coming from.
Okay, this brings us to the real turning point of the drive. This is the moment where that creepy feeling turns into something totally impossible.
He gets to the cemetery gates. The clock reads 2:29 a.m. He made it. He pulls the car over, turns around to collect the fare, and the back seat is completely empty. She's gone.
Think about it. He didn't hear a thing. No click of a door handle, no sound of feet on the gravel outside. She just vanished. But she did leave something behind, a small, faded photograph sitting right there on the back seat.
So, what's in the photo? This is where the story shifts. It's not just a weird mystery anymore. This is starting to feel like a direct, personal warning for Leon.
Leon is, you can imagine, completely freaked out. So he does the only logical thing he can think of. He drives to the police station. They run the photo and they get an ID. The woman's name is Elizabeth Crane. And, according to their official records, she died 40 years ago in 1978. And here is the paradox that is just terrifying. Official records say Elizabeth Crane has been dead for decades. But in the photo she left in his cab, you can see her headstone. And the date of death carved on it isn't 1978, it's tomorrow's date.
He just can't let it go. I mean, who could? Is this some kind of sick joke? A threat? He's consumed by fear, but also this desperate need to understand, and he finds himself driving right back to those cemetery gates, arriving at that exact time she specified, 2:30 a.m.
So let's get to the final part of this story, because it all builds to this incredibly haunting conclusion. This is what they found after Leon went back.
The very next morning, a jogger's out on the run, and they spot Leon's taxi, just parked there by the cemetery gate. The whole scene is just eerie. The engine's off, it's cold, but the headlights are still on, just cutting through the fog like these two tired eyes.
And Leon, he's inside the cab. He's slumped over the steering wheel. The authorities, they find no signs of a struggle, no foul play, no obvious cause of death. It's almost as if he just stopped.
And then they find the final piece of this insane puzzle. On the passenger seat, right where the first photograph was, there's an envelope. And inside that envelope is another photo. This one shows Leon standing right next to Elizabeth Crane's tombstone. And the date of death carved into that stone is that very day.
Which leaves us with this one absolutely chilling thought. He picked up his last passenger, and in doing so, he reached his own final destination. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What if some rides are only ever meant to be one way?